Hello everyone. Welcome to Bridge LCS. In this video, we'll guide you through different scenarios involved while creating preliminary invoice. The preliminary invoice function allows you to create an invoice prior to receiving the original invoice from the supplier. To initiate a new invoice, start by accessing the operation module. Navigate to the Invoice section and select Supplier Invoice. Next, click on the New Invoice button to begin the process. Select Preliminary Invoice as the invoice type. Fill in all necessary details and click the Save button to continue. Once saved, the preliminary invoice will be displayed in a draft status, highlighted in red for easy identification. To take further action, simply right-click on the invoice to approve. Replicate. Print, upload any documents and lock. You also have the option to view, edit, or delete the preliminary invoice as required. Approve preliminary invoice and proceed to generate cost sheet. Include revenue in the cost sheet and click on Save. Right-click here on the cost sheet to approve, and convert the same to the final invoice. Final invoice window will be displayed and click on Save. Right-click on the final invoice and click on Approve. Now, let's move on to the supplier invoice list. If you have received the original invoice, just right-click on the preliminary invoice and choose the Convert Original option to convert it to its original format. During the conversion from preliminary to original, if the original invoice price has increased, you can input the updated amount in the cost. Similarly, if the original invoice price is decreased, you can input the updated amount in the cost. Adjust the gross amount. Enter the invoice number and click on Save. Navigate to the Cost Sheet section. Then choose the particular invoice from the drop-down menu. Include the revenue here. It's important to note that if you set the revenue as 0 during this update, the entry will not be converted into the final invoice. Finally, hit the Save button. Proceed by following the same step to approve the cost sheet and generate the final invoice. Next, if a service is added, you can click here and add a row. Include service details and cost. Similarly, if a service is removed, you can click here and delete a row. Adjust the gross amount and click on Save. Next, proceed by adding the cost sheet. Then choose the particular invoice from the drop-down menu, include the revenue here. The cost of the deleted row will be updated as negative. It's important to note that if you set the revenue as 0 during this update, the entry will not be converted into the final invoice. Finally, hit the Save button. Proceed by following the same step to approve the cost sheet and generate the final invoice. Furthermore, disapprove option within the preliminary invoice will be available in case the original invoice has been disapproved and subsequently deleted. That's all in this video. Hope this video finds you well. If you have any queries or suggestions, please feel free to comment below. Thank you.